Hey guys, welcome to the losers match of the Lost Saga MSL group. Wow, is this Group C? I think it's Group C. It's the Group of Death, Jaedong versus Firebathero in the losers
Group F.
match. Group F, sorry. I am ill, so my voice is a little jacked up. I was actually planning on doing some UCSD LAN stuff today, but yeah, got ill, so I guess I'll stumble through this instead. Also have Rise and Clazzard. See, there you go. Rise and Clazzard alongside as well, taking Cholera's place. He had to shift off. Anyway, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Jaedong versus Firebathero. Any other player, I would say Jaedong was a shoo-in, but Firebathero is an absolute Zerg specialist, and he's been playing pretty hot lately, except in Pro League. But yeah, he's playing pretty well. So honestly, I think Jaedong's going to have his work cut out for him. But I would not be surprised to see Jaedong come out with this. I think either way, it's going to be a really intense match.
Yeah, and the other thing is that this map is destination, which doesn't really favor Zerg, so unfortunately it might serve to be Jaedong's final destination in this season's MSL. Yeah, this might be his final destination, but looks like the game is going to start up right here in 5, 4, 3. But I'm looking forward to this, and really I think a lot of players around the circuit who are in the MSL are going to be thanking Huashin for putting either Flash or Jaedong out of the tournament, and it remains to be seen if Firebathero can continue the compliment and then continue and dump Jaedong out for sure, which would just give everyone else such a huge chance of winning, because I think in a best, it's one thing to beat Jaedong in two best of ones for two separate players, but to beat him in a best of 3 or best of 5, it's just mammoth. So it's gonna be interesting. We've got Firebathero starting at the 6 o'clock position playing Terra in blue, and Jaedong up at the 12 o'clock position playing Zerg in green, and I'm looking forward to an epic matchup between these two guys.
I think the question on everybody's mind, actually two questions, is one, is Firebathero going to go battle cruises against Jaedong, or two, is Jaedong going to go queens against Firebathero? Both players having success with those types of builds, able to beat players of pretty decent quality, and you know, it's a viable tactic for both of them because they've both been able to make it work. The other thing that we saw was, the fact of the matter is, the last time these two played was on Destination, and last time they played, Firebathero beat Jaedong. He went with a barracks rush, I believe, and he was able to take out Jaedong without much trouble. It was a very short match, and Jaedong just lost. He looked so disappointed because that was 2 in a row for him. So the question is Firebathero gonna make it 3 in a row? I don't know, but you know, this is gonna be one of the most exciting matches that I've commentated in a while, and I can't wait for them to get started.
He is going to have, or Jaedong is going to have his work cut out for him on Destination. Looks like he's going to go for a fast expansion. It looks like Firebathero, where he has that first barracks going down, so no cheese on his end. But those bridges make it so difficult for any Zerg player on this map. Terran balls are hard enough to break, just period, but when you give them map artifacts where you just create those natural funnels, it just gets even worse. And we'll see what Jaedong can do. Maybe he'll stick to air as a result and just kind of use the map artifacts as that result. Looks like we're seeing that scout heading up the middle map for Firebathero. He's very good with Mutalisks. He can win with Mutalisks. So I would not be surprised to see him just stick to that kind of a big air sort of build, and make sure that Firebathero never gets those battle cruisers. And we'll see if Firebathero goes for, he's been going for that fast expansion for quite a while now. We'll see if he goes for that again. Well, this pseudo-safe, aggressive fast expansion, that I guess it's more UV's thing back in the day. But yeah, we've seen Firebathero employ it for quite a while now.
Yeah, Firebathero managed to get a scout comfortably into Jaedong's base. He's got another SCV out as well. He's actually building his expansion, so Diggity called it perfectly. Firebathero going 1 racks into CC, and I think it's comfortable enough because he's going to be able to produce a couple of Marines, get that academy up, make sure he's not going to get caught off guard by anything that Jaedong's going to do. Jaedong putting his 3rd hatchery down, smart move by Jaedong. I think that's the right move by him. Obviously, going for the longer term game plan, and now pushing out a couple of drones just to try and get rid of that SCV, pushing 1 drone out just to try and get rid of that SCV, sending a couple of drones to his expansion. But yeah, Firebathero is just going to send a few American Marines out, just try and pressure Jaedong into putting a couple of sunk guns down, slow him down, and try and get us up. But actually, Firebathero putting the 2nd racks down now, and Jaedong I don't think has scouted this, so Firebathero might have watched the match between Jaedong and Huashin and saw Jaedong get caught out by the early 2nd racks after 1 racks into CC, and he's hoping that he can inflict the same sort of economic damage on Jaedong here. And especially with those bridges, a American Marine group with maybe a Firebat, even a single Firebat in front of it, heading down those bridges would be very hard for Zerglings to stop or even slow down. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jaedong copes and how he adapts to what happened to him the last game and how shaken up he is by it, or if he's just going to shake it off and do his thing.
Now, one thing that we got to mention is that this map tends to do best against Zerg when the Terran player does a mech build, and obviously that's not what Firebathero's going for. It looks like he may actually be in a little bit of trouble if Jaedong does manage to go his standard build against Firebathero's standard build, because Medic Marines, at least in the history of this map, I don't think have worked as well anyway as mech builds have done. So, definitely something's going in Jaedong's favor, of course, not to mention that he's Jaedong, so that's always going in his favor, of course, as well. But Firebathero, I still think that he's been slumping a little bit, and I hate to say it, but I guess we'll find out this match. I think that if he can pull through in this match, I'm just going to totally dismiss all the other games that he lost, because he'll have beaten Jaedong. But really, if he is having a tough time playing, he's going a build, Medic Marines, that isn't as popular on this map, that I personally think isn't as strong as the mech build. Of course, in capable hands, anything is strong. So it just may be a tough match for him to win. And still early at this point, it looks like he is going to do exactly what you were saying, and that is Hwashin's build of sending out 8 quick Marines and then following up with a couple of medics. He's going in with the scout with his SCV to see what's going on Jaedong's end of things. And if he can do the same push that Hwashin was able to do, he may be in a very comfortable position, and Jaedong actually putting down another hatchery at another expansion point.
This is a proxy hatchery in the bottom left-hand corner right outside Firebathero's base. This is absolutely ridiculous. He's going to try to flood units directly into Firebathero's base, and it looks like 2 Sultan colonies going down. The question is, will it be up in time with that bridge? It looks like one of them might go down. The Zergling's taking care of. Drones off the line to try to deal against this, so at least some economic damage happening on that side. And it looks like that Sultan colony Marine's getting a little bit distracted. They're not able to take that Sultan colony down. They're going to have to back off. This is huge. First of all, this is going to create a little bit of an interesting scenario. Jaedong losing a couple drones there. It's going to slow his economy down even more. And they've got that proxy hatchery in that bottom left-hand corner. Will Firebathero see it in time to do anything about it? I like this maneuver on Jaedong. Initially, I thought he was bringing that drone all the way around just to open up that mineral patch along the backside to make sure that Firebathero just couldn't camp those 2 front ramps. And it looks like he is going to go, in fact, Mutalisk. And he's going to have Mutalisk so much faster than he usually does. I don't know that, and Firebathero is known for just skimping on the turrets. He usually doesn't get turrets down. Jaedong getting a Zergling inside the base to confirm that the turrets are not, in fact, up in the back of his base. 2 Firebats down, no anti-air. Wow, the 2 Marines are out on the other side of the map, and if a couple Mutalisks get built at that location, even just 1 or 2, they can just push up, just be annoying, and just wait until that additional Mutalisk force joins up, and I think Firebathero is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Jaedong's Spire is up. The Mutalisks have immediately been queued in the larvae. Jaedong needs to get some sort of defense here just in case that base does get discovered, although he's probably counting on it not getting discovered. And Firebathero obviously is not going to expect this at all, so this is going to possibly give Jaedong a huge advantage, and it's going to be really interesting. Firebathero once again pushing out, trying to keep control of the middle map. And the thing with Jaedong is that he's managed to build that hatchery without really revealing his strategy to Firebathero, because he's built a spire in his base, he's done all the normal things in his base. So a scan from Firebathero is just going to show a normal Zerg base. So he's not going to be able to tell from looking at Jaedong's base that he's tried anything outlandish, such as that other expansion. Now this Mutalisk harass obviously going to be vastly critical in this game. Jaedong coming in with the Mutalisks, and it looks like he might be trying to build a couple more Mutalisks at the proxy hatch that you were talking about, and they're going to try and team up. So Jaedong is going to come in for that harass, and this harass is going to be critical. I'm not sure what defenses, if any. Firebathero did have that engineering bay up quite a while ago, so he's had more than enough time to get his turrets in place. And get the crucial thing is that he did lose a group of medic and marines, so he is a little bit short in terms of the amount of actual physical ground troops he has, but we did see him putting his 5th and 6th racks down quite a while ago, and well, there's not too much skimping turrets. He's got a couple of turrets, he's got loads of turrets all over his base to defend, and Jaedong's Mutalisks are going to run into a lot of traffic and take a lot of damage. So Jaedong has taken a significant amount of damage. The question I'm asking is, yes, Jaedong's done a great thing by putting that hatchery in. If he can hold that defense at the bottom left, he can Nihilus in there and really harass Firebathero, and Jaedong's not going to come in and take the Firebats out with the Zerglings, and he might be able to do a little bit of damage to Firebathero's economy, trying to hold those medic and marines with the Mutalisks at the bridge while his Zerglings attack the SCVs, and Firebathero is going to take some SCV damage, take some economic damage. Firebathero taking a lot of damage to his SCVs. Firebathero finally pulling back his troops to try and take out, but that was great play by Jaedong, using the Mutalisks to hold Firebathero's medic and marine force on the ramp while he killed those medic and marines. But the question still remains whether he'll be able to hold that proxy hatch at the bottom left-hand corner, and I feel that's probably what's going to decide this game ultimately.
Yeah, and as of yet, it hasn't been discovered, and he's still just making drones from it, so he certainly is using it as a mining expansion, and now he's getting his normal second expansion. So Firebathero, again, has nothing really to suspect. The only thing that he could possibly do is have a floating building over his expansion by those turrets and see the fact that there's creep over there. Otherwise, he's not going to get it. And wow, look at this. Jaedong is in the base of Firebathero. He's taking down turrets. He's got Lings out there to harass. He is going to lose those Lings pretty quickly, but he is in Firebathero's base. So Firebathero with nothing really to defend here except for those turrets. He's got +1 upgrades on his weapons for those Marines. So it looks like he's going to do a good amount of damage to those mutas who are currently unupgraded. But really, at this point, I think Firebathero you look at his units. They're spread all over the place. He does manage to take out 3 muta right there. If he can get a couple more, he'll be in a very, very good position at that point. And really, if he doesn't discover that bottom left base, oh, look at that. That's a lurker egg. There are lurker eggs there. What is he going to be doing with that is my question. He might be going for a slow drop or something like that into the bottom left side of Firebathero's base. We'll have to see what he decides to do with it. But whatever the case, he's got lurkers there, and he's going to be able to attack Firebathero from multiple fronts. And Firebathero is now trying to retreat from those units. He's going into the base of Jaedong, the new expansion, but he's trapped. He's going to lose all those units. But no, he takes out almost all the muta, and there's only 1 muta left. He's going to be cleaned up by lurkers, so doing a pretty good job at least of taking out units before losing all of his zone, and Firebathero not doing as bad as I thought he was going to do with that little attack.
Wow, yeah, I thought that expansion, that bottom left-hand corner, initially was going to be to show 5 Mutalisks and then actually bring in 9 and punish it down that way, but it looks like a little bit more of a late-game heinous strategy, is kind of Klazert was suggesting, is showing normal Zerg build, but actually being up a base and now moving that lurker in. He's going to be able to hit across the supply line using that spot right there, and he's going to be able to take some additional Marines out. This is going to be very difficult for Firebathero to take care of at this position. Let's see if he can mine out. Well, he does have detection. He's not going to have a tank. Well, it looks like he does have a machine shop up, but not going to have siege. Maybe he's going to mine out his own little base, which could be disastrous, and this is going to force Firebathero to make the end around to try to go and take that out. No, it looks like he did in fact have siege upgraded. But yeah, he doesn't want to do an end around because then he could get funneled, he could get trapped, he can lose map position, all sorts of things. So Jaedong, by putting that hatchery in that bottom left-hand base, he's really forcing Firebathero to make some risky troop movements. And usually, where again I was talking about medic marines on the bridges exactly right there, that tends to play a big advantage with that hatchery in that bottom left-hand corner. Firebathero is really going to be forced to make kind of the decisions as to where he's going to hold, where he's going to try to push position. And I think that's very, very clever on Jaedong's part, and we'll see if that pays off into the late game.
Well, personally, I think Jaedong has made a huge error. That one lurker didn't really do that much economic damage to Firebathero, didn't slow him down at all, and it's revealed Jaedong's base at the bottom left-hand corner there. The proxy, I think Jaedong should have waited until he had his Hive up and his Nidus in there before really revealing the position of that base, because Firebathero has got a starport with control tower, although he's probably going to be forced to use that to produce science vessels. But Jaedong here with a great attack, great pincer attack with Heartless, with lurkers and Zerglings, and Firebathero's medic and marine groupers trapped, and all the medics go down, all the marines go down. Firebathero's lost one of them, but Firebathero is coming in with a counter drop by Jaedong's expansion at the 10 o'clock position with a dropship, but Jaedong is coming in with a couple of scourges. The problem with Jaedong is he doesn't have any troops there, he does have a couple of Sunkas to defend, but he's not going to be able to mine from that expansion until he actually manages to take that out. He does have Sunkas, he's not going to lose that expansion. Firebathero doesn't have enough to actually kill the expansion. Now Jaedong coming in with lurkers and Zerglings. He's going to be able to clean that out. So Firebathero hasn't really done enough damage. There's a lone scourge sitting there. Firebathero, great maneuver Firebathero, but unfortunately for him, he's going to probably lose that medic as well. Now he's in Jaedong's main, and Jaedong does have a couple of Zerglings. Firebathero's actually managed to rescue that medic. Crucially, actually no, he didn't rescue the medic, he just had a couple of marines, but Jaedong is going to come in and clean up these marines and then clean up the dropship with the 2 scourges. So that attack, I don't think was very cost effective. Surprisingly enough, only getting the 1 scourge hit on the dropship, not able to take it out. He really should have killed that dropship there, and that was vital for him to kill that dropship, because that dropship could be the key for Firebathero unlocking that bottom left-hand base that Jaedong has. And if Firebathero can lock that out, can unlock that base, then he might have a really good chance. But right now, Jaedong, with a definitely superior position, got map control, and the only reason why Firebathero hasn't lost this game yet, despite Jaedong's supposedly superior play, is those damn bridges.
Yeah, he cannot get out of his base at this point. The Lurker Contain doing a lot of good for Jaedong, not much good for Firebathero, of course. A good Lurker count out in the middle. It looks like almost 10 Lurkers from at first glance. And now Firebathero trying to push out, but Ling's right on those tanks, right before they can even siege. And Defilers are out at this point, and he's certainly upgrading Consume. So we'll be seeing some Dark Swarm action in the very near future. He's got 3 Defilers out on the field right now, and he's getting another base. And I gotta say, when Jaedong has this many bases, you don't want to be any player against him if you only have 2 bases. And now he's going back with that dropship. That dropship doesn't have more than like 2 shots on it from any unit that can attack it. And so he's got to be very careful with it. But it looks like he's going to drop right behind those minerals. Jaedong not spotting it right off the bat. Finally spotting it now. And it looks like, again, he's going to pull the same maneuver he did last time. He's going to put a few on the cliff and a few up behind the minerals. And at the same time, he's trying to force his way out. So this is a great distractionary type tactic. And again, Scourge is not able to take out that dropship, so Firebathero somehow managing to save that dropship over and over and over and over. A queen is out, and what is he going to do with that queen? I don't know. He might be doing some ensnare, plague, swarm action like he was doing before in his game against, I can't remember who at this point, but really, this is going to be a great time to do it because Firebathero just doesn't have the unit count to get away with any sorts of push, and Jaedong has a very high link count. He's got at least 3 defilers. He's got a ton of lurkers, so Firebathero, I don't know how he's going to be able to get out of the position that he's in right now with his current forces.
Yeah, Firebathero's in a terrible position. He's just going to get the economy of Jaedong just too strong. I still don't think he spotted that base, not bottom left-hand corner. He hasn't at least made any maneuvers towards that bottom left-hand corner to really indicate. So if he comes later in the game and thinks he's going to take that as kind of a mineral option, he's going to have less minerals than he would want to into the late game. Looks like Lurker's getting pretty good position. Beautiful. That was beautiful, moving those Lurkers right in the slot there, and then that swarm right on top of them, and separating the tanks from the medic marine force. Firebathero being stymied once again, and he's still at level 1 armor and weapons upgrade, and he really needs a higher level to do something at this stage against a larger troop count. He needed to rely on upgrades to do it. Still that queen hovering out there, can still go and run out and plague and slow those medic marine forces down, trap them in between a bridge perhaps, and only a single, this is I think the big telltale sign here, only a single science vessel up in the air, and that dropship once again to go into that upper left-hand corner, but honestly I just feel like it's too little too late. Scourge waiting for it as well, so it's going to get taken out mid-air. Nothing going right for Firebathero. I've got to feel like Jaedong's already got this game.
Yeah, if Jaedong loses this game, he's probably gonna give up StarCraft forever, because there's no way he should really lose this game from this position. And again, it's just the map that's keeping Firebathero in play for so long. Jaedong once again with a great play, catching, well, not really that great a play, catching a few Marines, but that Defiler moving right in the middle of those Zerglings, a little bit careless by Jaedong there, but the Zerglings managed to survive. Jaedong now actually pushing down the bridge because he's got such a huge advantage in terms of units. The key here is that Firebathero's actually managed to build up about 4 science vessels, and Jaedong really needs to get a plague on those and get a Mulas to finish them off and get some Scourges. And Jaedong now coming into those Scourges, but he hasn't timed those Scourges right, so those science vessels are probably going to get away, and the Scourges are not going to come in. The Medic and Marines are there. Jaedong kills about 2 of the science vessels, so only 2 science vessels left, and that's going to be enough for Jaedong, and he's also taken out most of Firebathero's Medic and Marine force, so Firebathero really up against it. Jaedong has got map control, he's got the tech up, and Firebathero is not really able to deal any sort of damage whatsoever. He had that one poor lone dropship that he kept going in trying to execute the same maneuver 3 times in a row. Twice the maneuver didn't really do any damage, but his dropship managed to escape. The 3rd time it finally got cornered and got killed. But Jaedong pushing and pushing and pushing Firebathero back. He's trying to stop Firebathero from getting any resources anywhere. Firebathero is meanwhile trying to take that expansion down at the 4 o'clock position. But Jaedong has once again boxed him in with the Defiler and got swarm off and boxed a decent size of Firebathero's army into that little corner expansion there, and looks like Jaedong might be actually looking to push towards Firebathero's main, and once again set up a lurker contained outside Firebathero's main, and Firebathero is in huge trouble here. Firebathero trying to come in from the rear and reinforce his troops with those medic and marines, and Jaedong's going to be forced to pull his lurkers back. Meanwhile, he's put that lurker down again behind the minerals, and I don't understand where Firebathero thinks that lurker is coming around from. He has to know about that expansion at the bottom left hand corner. He should be able to intuit it.
Oh, and ensnare over all the troops of Firebathero, and getting caught with a lot of lings around him and lurkers, having a lot of trouble getting out of there. Certainly slows down the attack rate, and man, this is going to be real bad for Firebathero, losing his army over and over and over and over, and again, oh no, losing another science vessel. So he's down to 3 science vessels at this point, and trying to reinforce, but he just can't get out of his base. He does have 3 bases now, but he's never going to get that bottom left, because even if he does discover it at this point, it's almost mined out. And even if he does know about it, it doesn't look like he's got any intentions of going over there. Not yet, anyway. And again, I can't believe that he hasn't taken it out either. I think that's one of the first things that he should have done. And I'd love to see his mini-map and just see if it's on it, because if we see the first-person point of view, we'll know for sure. And look at this. Jaedong moving in with a ton of lurkers, Dark Swarm right on the bunker. Dark Swarm past the bunker. That's going to allow him to attack that command center if he can get those lurkers in there. But amazingly enough, he's not able to get those lurkers quite in there, so he's not even actually able to take out the SEVs. But Firebat Hero now trying to remove out of his base for the 7th time this match. But again, with so much difficulty doing that, and look at that, the lurkers were able to hit the tanks on the ledge. Great positioning from Jaedong. But now they're between the swarms. I don't know if you can actually attack them or not because the swarms are so close. And look at the girl, she's crying. She wants to see the balls of Firebat Hero. She wants to see him thrusting his pelvics right all over the screen, right in front of the audience for everybody. But I just don't think it's going to happen at this point. And now I think I am starting to maintain the fact that Firebat Hero is in a slump.
Wow, yeah, Firebat Hero critically losing his army over and over again. That's been giving leeway to Jaedong at this stage to just save up some gas. And just wow, Scourge just looking at that science vessel defiantly. It's like, yeah, I could run into you, but I really don't care to at this second because I don't need to. That's kind of cocky of that Scourge. You better get out of there. Anyway, but that battle cruiser right there. There's a battle cruiser. It's not going to be enough though, because I think Jaedong at this stage he's got enough leeway where he can put out the extra gas. Another ensnare going to come out across these medic marines. Got some of his Zerglings too, but it's really for the lurkers' benefit, not so much the Zerglings' benefit. But yeah, Firebat Hero getting pinned back to 3 bases, losing that 3rd base at the lower 3 o'clock position, or 4 o'clock position if you prefer. And now Jaedong's going to have all the opportunity in the world to switch to Ultralisks right here. He's got enough gas, he's got map control, he's got additional expansions. Firebat Hero can't possibly push right now. So yeah, I think we're just going to see some Ultralisks pops in not too long from now, and that's probably going to be it. Although there is that parasited battle cruiser that's kind of ominously hovering over the attack field here.
Yeah, I think Firebat Hero knows he lost this game. I think that's why he's built the battle cruiser, just to try and annoy Jaedong a little bit, knowing that he's lost, and just try and give a middle finger to Jaedong, despite the fact that he knows he's lost the game. But he's going to use that battle cruiser and support it with medic and marines, which is a good idea. But Jaedong now coming in with masses of scourges, and brilliant by Firebat Hero, getting the defense matrix on the battle cruiser, just managing to survive from the scourge hits, and it's going to stay alive. But really, it's only a matter of time, really, before Firebat Hero should lose this game. I can't imagine him trying to come back and win this game because Jaedong has so many bases, so many expansions, and so much extra resources compared to him. But Firebat Hero is just managing to just about keep himself in this game and keep a flicker of a candle alive simply because the structure is map. It looks like Firebat Hero is now going to actually go up the ramp and attack just with a group of small marines and a science vessel. Jaedong's new expansion at the 9 o'clock position, and Jaedong doesn't really have the troop count to actually be able to defend it because Jaedong suicided all his troops at the 4 o'clock expansion. Firebat Hero also making a simultaneous attack, and Jaedong might be in a little bit of trouble here. Firebat Hero making a simultaneous attack at 2 bases, but it looks like Jaedong's going to be able to snuff it out. So Jaedong takes out the group of medic marines in both bases, and now the Ultralists are out. So surely now Firebat Hero should be ready to say uncle, but Jaedong's going to be forced to pull those Ultralists back. Firebat Hero with some decent positioning of his medic and marines. But yeah, Jaedong just needs to, I think, maybe take a step back. He shouldn't do what we've seen in the past happen, where Savior lost to battle cruisers, and I believe that was also against Firebat Hero, where Savior was in a strong position, but he kept breaking his units against his opponent's defenses and slowly leaking and allowing his opponent to build up that critical mass of battle cruisers. Jaedong doesn't need to do that. He knows he has the advantage. He should just retain his map control, stop Firebat Hero from taking out his bases, while on the other hand, continue to build up his forces till he has that critical mass he needs to win the game.
Yeah, I gotta say, loser or not, this kid is one of the most entertaining players that I have ever watched. I mean, he always, even if he's about to lose, he's going battle cruises, he's doing drops, he's all over the map, he's trying hard, he's looking cool while doing it all, and wow, look at that marine positioning. The Ultra's actually having a little bit of a tough time getting back there, but he never fails to entertain me in a match, and I gotta say, I love that about him, and that's why he's one of my favorite players. So, looks like Jaedong is going to take this match with that huge force of Ultras, irradiated or not. They're going to do a lot of damage, especially irradiated. They're going to do damage to those Marines. So that group of Marines going to go down, and that could be it. And man, that irradiation on those Ultras doing a lot of damage to those Marine groups. And Firebat Hero completely mined out at both his main and his natural expansion. So really, he's just mining only from that second expansion as he's trying to get up the third. It looks like he's going to head up the right side with those battle cruisers. cruisers right into a queen. He's going to be able to. He should be able to take that queen out. Oh no, just misses it. One shot before he can take it out. So doing a good job though of probably harassing with that. And now ultras are in that last mining base, but those tanks on the cliffs are going to do a lot more damage than those ultras are able to do in the time frame that they're out there. And the BC is coming back to do some more damage to the ultras before they can get away. So Jaedong, I don't know if he's embarrassed or not, or if he's going to be doing some bad mannerisms of his own, but it looks like he's coming in for what appears to be one of the final attacks for him and trying to do the killing blow to Firebathero.
Honestly, it's an easy blow to make right here. Battlecruiser's coming back, so many Ultralisks running underneath here. And the one advantage that Firebathero here has is that 3 o'clock, that 4 o'clock position, I should say, is very difficult to take. You've got those Siege Chinks, you've got that funnel that can work out. Scourge coming in now to take care of those Battlecruisers. Goodbye. Still one up in the air. It doesn't look like he split them up, but he's still in a pretty good position. And he's not going to be able to take that ramp at this moment, I don't think, but I don't think he really needs to. He can just kind of hang out here in the meantime, and he still can just, you know, keep building up troops, keep building up troops. He can, looks like he's going to try to Dark Swarm his way up. But yeah, he's basically got Firebathero starved out. He's running at something, what is this, 5 bases to 1 essentially? Yeah, I think this game is, even if Firebathero wins every single encounter from this stage on, proxy hatcheries. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Bad manner, Jaedong here. So Jaedong getting some revenge, putting down some proxy hatcheries in front of Firebathero's base. This is ridiculous.
I don't think this is bad banners. I think Firebathero invited this by going for those battle cruisers, trying to rub salt in Jaedong's wounds based on their previous encounters, and really, you know, Firebathero cannot complain considering some of the antics that he gets up to. So he really can't complain when someone does this to him. And I have no sympathy for him. I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. And this has turned into a joke. But Firebathero, you can make all the jokes you want. He can make all the jokes he wants. The only thing Jaedong's going to say to him after this match is that he's out of the MSL. So GGG from Firebathero. Didn't want to wait for those hatcheries to finish and for Jaedong to lock him into his base. But Jaedong has the last laugh, and he who laughs last, how does he laugh? I think Firebathero can hear it echo in his skull.
What's funny is Jaedong doesn't actually look all that happy for winning. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought that after beating Firebathero, after losing to him twice in a row, embarrassingly the first time, you thought that he would have had a little bit more emotion in there. And I was happy to see the hatcheries go out, and be honest, showing him some of his own, giving him some of his own medicine, which is always enjoyable to watch, whichever way it's going. And Firebathero doesn't seem too disappointed about his loss. I think that he's always one to be happy that he was able to entertain, whether it was winning or losing. And so, at the very least, I had fun watching that game. I hope you guys did too.
Yeah, it was definitely fun, but I think Jaedong's very focused. He doesn't want to, he's not interested in humiliating Firebathero or anything else. What Jaedong wants is to progress through to the next round, but he knows he's got to go through Flash to do it.
Alright, so let's go watch it.
안정적으로 막았고요. 그 이후에 이제 미네랄 확장 기지 하나가 더 확보가 되면서 저글링을 공격적으로 쓸 수 있었고, 그다음에 11시 확장 기지도 안정적으로 가져가는 이런 상황을 만들어냈습니다. 또 나란히 같이 있네요. 이영원 선수와 이재동 선수가. 네. 이재동 선수와 이영원 선수가 이제 마지막 경기를 펼치게 되는데요. 두 선수의 상대 전적은 10대 7로 이재동 선수가 앞서가고 있습니다. 잠시 후에 마지막 경기 함께 시작합니다.